What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Tackle Tuesday video. As always, these videos are sponsored by Fish Gum, the channel. First link down in the description. If you're interested, go check them out. Makes really good content, really great bait. Go check them out, Fish Gum. Thank you for sponsoring these Tackle Tuesdays videos. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, today's video is all about the line that you're going to need when you are surf fishing, or really majority of saltwater fishing. So let's go ahead, jump right into it. So being a saltwater fishing YouTuber as well as a surf fishing guide, I get asked a ton what kind of line should I put on my reel. A lot of guys wanting to come down on vacation or just getting into surf fishing. They don't know whether they need to use mono or braid, what size, and all that kind of stuff. So today I'm going to try to answer some of those questions. So first off, I guess the simple answer is braid. I use braid main line on all of my reels, whether I'm surf fishing, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, doesn't really matter what it is. Pretty much everything that I do right now I use braid main line. And so my favorite braid is going to be Power Pro Super Slick V2. It seems to be very thin, and it's very, like the name says, slick. You know, sometimes you get some braided line and it almost feels a little bit rough. This particular braid is very smooth, and so it goes through the guides very well, really helps with the casting. I feel like some of those rougher braids maybe lose a little bit of casting distance on those. So I really like the V2. I do use some of the regular Power Pro as well. I got that on a couple reels. Just had it on there for a while. Have not had any issues with it. Again, just a little bit more casting distance with the Super Slick V2. And now as far as size line, it can vary a little bit depending on exactly what you're wanting to do. But specifically for surf fishing, I like to use 20 pound. That's what I got here, 20 pound Power Pro. And I'll use that on just about every reel. Now I do have a couple reels that I use specifically targeting whiting. And so on those reels I will just use a 10 pound braid just because I'm going after a little smaller fish. And I'm usually using a smaller reel. And so the reels that I have the 10 pound braid on, those are smaller reels. I want to make sure I can get enough line. That way if I do cast out far and if I do hook into, let's say, like a redfish that I caught on my whiting setup once, if it starts taking some line out, I do want to make sure I have that line capacity. Whereas if I had a little 1,000 or 2,000 size reel and you load it up with some thicker line, you're not going to have that line capacity if you do hook into something big that starts pulling a lot of drag. So next, talking about castability, braid does not have any memory like you would have with a mono line. So if you were to load a spinning reel with mono and go out to the beach and cast it, you know, a lot of times it's going to have that memory of the spool. So it's going to make it a little trickier to cast it, as well as being a thicker line. It's not going to fly through those guides quite as smooth. So having a real thin, real slick braided line that has no memory is going to really help with that castability. As well as down here on the beach, we get a ton of windy days. Having the thinner line diameter, when you got your rod sitting out and you got the line going, you know, sometimes you see that wind blowing through and you got the bow in the line. Well, if you were to do that with like a 20 pound mono, that wind's going to be picking up that line so much more because you're going to have such a thicker line diameter for having the same test line. So the braid all around is good for line capacity as well as castability. Those are the two main reasons I like to use braid while surf fishing opposed to using a mono or even a fluorocarbon. If you do want to hear more in-depth of leaders, whether you use mono or fluorocarbon, and what's better for what scenario, comment down below and I'll make that video as well. But I hope this helped. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any other Tackle Tuesdays videos. Make sure you go check out Fish Gum's channel. First link down in the description. Appreciate it, guys. Until next time, y'all take care.